What's up guys, my name is Witty, and in today's video we are going to be talking about my top 5, maybe top 10, I'm kind of winging it here, we'll see how many we find, best looking base locations. Now this will include both open space areas where you have plenty of room to freestyle build for yourself, as well as some unique places that I've just come across around the map and have either wanted to build in, or maybe I have, and I would recommend it for you guys. Now, the first location that we're going to talk about is actually not very far from everyone's favorite mining base, which is located around -190, +40 as far as coordinates go. This lake here that is just northeast of Valet and the sealed realm of the Guardian fast travel, alternatively the Snowy Mountain Fork fast travel, or even the Tower of the Free Pal Alliance fast travel. A lot of different ways you can get here. We're going to this little lake that is just down the hill here, and we are actually going to be going towards this waterfall, if I don't end up falling off a cliff and dying somehow. We have a lot of flour on us right now that unfortunately I'm just going to have to say goodbye to. That's okay, we make plenty of it. And this is our first location. Now obviously you're going to need to clear these trees out. I have experimented a little bit with building in this area already. I never ended up finishing the base that I started here, but I think this is a gorgeous location for someone to build a waterfall house. You're able to build across this little gap here. Foundations will work across the little water break. Unfortunately, they don't work back here, so you can only go so far back, but this would allow you to have a fair amount of space on this side as well as along this little cliff, and even making a staircase down and onto the second story down here. Obviously, you would be able to bridge across here as well, and you would have a little bit of space on this side. It's not a ton of space, and it's not exactly flat, but if you build a couple feet off the ground, I think a lot of cool things can be done over here. And there is another place for a staircase if you decided you wanted to go down there. Just to give a final view from the front of what this may look like, and of course, if you decide to build here, this is the view you would have from the front. Just a whole bunch of mountains and trees. Now the second place we're going to talk about is kind of a lakeside area by this weird looking but yet aesthetically pleasing ruined house just on top of this hill. Now to give you a little angle from this side, you would have the view of this gigantic beautiful waterfall, and you'd be living on these hills just up here. You are able to build on all of them obviously. Don't mind the bee guard there. I don't know what happened to him. Now, you would be able to build your PAL box potentially inside of this ruined building. You may even be able to build foundations on the ground here and up along the side of the wall to kind of finish this house almost. I haven't actually built here before, but it is something that has been on my radar, and I have been kind of brainstorming what I could build here. It just isn't something I've gotten around to quite yet. As you can see, you could make staircases both up and down, and you have several different platforms where you're able to build depending on where you place your PAL box. Now that a lot of the AI pathing issues have been fixed, and I know there are still some, but now that a lot of them have been fixed, building in places like this, it will provide a lot of very unique looking and honestly really nice to look at bases. And I think this is one that a lot of people should be taking advantage of. Now, obviously, we talked about the waterfall. There is quite a good view out ahead as well, and it is located just by the Verdash Alpha PAL, and this is the sealed realm of the Swift fast travel point, and we're actually not far away from the first place that we were just at, so it is all close by. You would remain kind of in render distance of a mining base if you have one here at either of these locations, and that's always a bonus. Number 3 on this list for me probably needs no introduction and almost feels like a cop-out because I know a lot of people have built here, but I don't think it's enough. I mean, this statue can be incorporated in so many different brilliant ideas, and I've yet to see many of them, but I would love to see more. And as you can see, I do have a base here myself. I plan on doing something here in the near future. I have brainstormed a little bit with some foundations, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do quite yet. So if you are creative enough and you think you can incorporate this into a build that would look really good, I would love to see it, and I'm sure a lot of others would as well, so get to it. Now, as far as a view goes, we are pretty much beachfront here with our own built-in staircase, a fast travel station, which of course is the Mount Obsidian Anubis statue, just on the south side of the volcanic island. And the best part about this base, outside of the location and how awesome everything looks, you have yet another waterfall. I promise it's not on purpose. You also have a skill fruit tree, and this is not even a bad one. As you can see, we just got dark laser and tri lightning. Dark laser being one of the pretty rare skills that a lot of people are often chasing after. So I feel bad for a few people in the Discord right now, but we don't have to talk about it. Maybe I'll cut that part out. This area is gorgeous for what it is, and as long as you have enough heat protection, this is a perfect place to build a really good looking and extravagant base, especially if you're a creative person. The fourth spot that we're actually going to talk about is this weird little location here with the broken up walls just to the southeast of Gobfin's Turf and to the north of the Island Hopper Coast. It's a really nice looking place, honestly. I would probably build somewhere around this really nice looking tree. Don't mind him, he's all right. There are a bunch of these little broken pieces of wall around that you could definitely use for something creative if you're that type of person. I'm, believe it or not, not the most creative person in the world, so wouldn't be my forte, but if it is something that you think you may be able to build with, well, that's really what this video is for. So hopefully you're able to get some inspiration from it. Of course, if you place your PAL station in the right place, you will be able to take advantage of building both on top of the walls, below the walls, around them, etc., etc. Apparently, I don't have this diary, so we have it now. I've already said it once, but I feel like my favorite part is this giant tree here. It can be broken and chopped down by lumbering pals, so you have to be careful if you do want to keep it around, or don't build over top of it, one or the other. But it looks really cool. It's pretty unique. There's not a lot of other ones around that I've seen like this one. And for that and the walls combined, this is a really unique place to build that I don't think I've ever seen someone take advantage of. And that's not even including the beautiful rock structures all around us, as well as this little pond that we have over here with some paldium fragments and all kinds of other fun stuff. Just to give you guys a little more of an overview peek on what this looks like. It's a pretty walled in area by cliff sides and rock formations, and you could essentially place your PAL box somewhere in this area in the center and have a lot of different levels and a lot of different things to build with. And next up on this list is going to be this beautiful place near the ice mountain. Now, we obviously are not in the ice part of the mountain. We are just on this little peninsula here. And I have been really contemplating building here myself. I know it seems like I've said that for all of these locations, but honestly, it's because it's true. A lot of these places just look so cool, and there's so many ideas that come to my head that I end up just forgetting half of the old ones and never end up doing any of them at all. So I really need to work on that, I know. But this place has so many things that are really good for a base. You have access to ore, you have access to stone, you have access to quartz, you have access to one chest down here. There's another one somewhere in this area. There's something like 3 or 4 chests that will constantly respawn up here. And there's another skill tree. And there's that chest again. So yeah, there's just chests everywhere. There's a skill tree, there's ore, there's quartz. What's not to love about this place? We also just found another very rare skill fruit, the Blizzard Spike, and that's always good. That's always fun to find. But nevertheless, this place is extremely beautiful looking. You have a view of the ocean on one side, you have a view of the rest of the PAL world on the other, and it really doesn't get much better than this. You can build down here in the more flat area where you have access to the quartz and the ore on both sides, or you could build up top if you wanted to be closer to the skill tree, or for all intents and purposes, you could build in both places. Now, the quickest way to get here, honestly, is probably going to be the genetic research tower entrance fast travel, or the actual genetic research unit tower fast travel itself. If not that, maybe Dune Shelter. You could get here a number of different ways, but it is a pretty remote place, which makes it all the better for having a base to function as a fast travel. And last but not least, number 5. The last base we're going to be talking about in this video is located in the desert, just to the west of the Suzaku Alpha PAL fight, the southwest of the Dune Shelter teleport, and north of the Sand Dunes entrance fast travel location. This area is going to have a lot of trees that you would probably want to build over, and you don't have to. You have plenty of space without doing that. You even have a chest that's going to respawn up here. I believe there's another one on that side. And a lot of coal at your disposal. If you ever need it for any reason, it's in abundance here. It's not going to be an issue for you. That, of course, is not the best part. The best part is there is yet another skill tree. And as you can see, this time we're only going to get Stone Blast, Nightmare Ball, and Electric Ball. So nothing too crazy that time, but that's okay. Now, as you can clearly tell, this isn't the most flat place in the world, but I honestly think it would be a really cool spot to have a little sand town up here of some kind. And it would honestly look especially good with the mod that I'm currently using for the wooden walls, which I don't have enough to actually show you. So let me grab some wood really quickly. I feel like the desert fits really well, particularly with this mod. If you're into using mods, because of the color of the plaster walls, it just looks really fitting to be in the desert, in my opinion. And it makes things blend a lot better. And a base made out of walls and wood like this at the top of this big mountain, where you essentially can never be raided, is honestly just something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I figured maybe one of you guys want to try it out as well. So if that gives you any inspiration, hey, I would love to see the end result. And while we make our way over to this chest, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. There are a lot of really cool areas to make bases that I have yet to see anyone do. So if you want to see more of these, definitely leave a comment and let me know. I'll be happy to make it. And until then, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.